Beautiful.
Welcome to Storytime, everyone.
Welcome to Storytime indeed. This is brought to you by The Gift. The gift that everybody can appreciate. Let's zoom in on here so you can see the wonderful artwork that I did for this. What do we have? Oh my goodness, it's a Dr. Seuss book. In fact, it's one of the Dr. Seuss books that was banned more recently. If you have been watching the news, 6 Dr. Seuss books were banned. And I received this in the mail yesterday, and I think it's a good time for us to all just have a nice little read, right? Let's do that.
Absolutely.
All right. So, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street by Dr. Seuss. Got the front page there. Make sure everybody can see things. There we go. All right. It's going to be hard to see this page, but that's okay. So, when I leave home to walk to school, Dad always says to me, Marco, keep your eyelids up and see what you can see. But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me and sternly says, your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales. Now, when I get home, I can say, now what can I say when I get home today? All along the way to school and all the way back, I've looked and I've looked and I've kept careful track. But all that I've noticed except my own feet was a horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. Got a picture of a horse and a wagon. That's nothing to tell of. That won't do, of course. Just a broken down wagon that's drawn by a horse. That can't be my story. That's only the start. I'll say that a zebra was pulling that cart. And that a story that nobody can beat is when I say that it happened on Mulberry Street. There's the zebra. Yes, the zebra is fine, but I think it's a shame, such a marvelous beast. Without a cart, that's so tame. The story would be really better to hear if the driver, I say, were a charioteer. A gold and blue chariot, something to meet, rumbling like thunder down Mulberry Street. Look at that go. No, I won't do it at all. A zebra's too small. A reindeer is better. He's fast, he's got a fleet. And he'd look mighty smart on old Mulberry Street. A reindeer hates the way it... hold on a minute, there's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull such a thing on wheels. He'd be much happier instead if he could pull a fancy sled. A reindeer in a sleigh. Say, anybody could think of that. Jack or Fred or Noah or Nat. Say, even Jane could think of that. But it isn't too late to make one little change. A sleigh and an elephant. That's something strange. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size. A blue one with plenty of fun in his eyes. And then, just to give him a little more tone, have Raja with rubies perched high on a throne. Say, that makes a story that nobody can beat. When I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. An elephant pulling a thing that's so light, he would whip it around in the air like a kite. But he'd look simply grand, with a big brass band. A band that's so good should have somebody to hear it, but it's going too fast. It's too hard to keep near it. I'll put it on a trailer. They won't mind if a man sits and listens while hitched from behind. But now, is it fair? Is it fair what I've done? I'll bet those wagons may weigh more than a ton. That's really too heavy a load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He needs 1, 2 at least. There's his helpers. But now what worries me is this. Mulberry Street runs into Bliss, and unless there's something I can fix up, there'd be an awful traffic mix-up. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them through where the traffic's thick. It takes police to do the trick. They'll never crash now. They'll race at top speed with Sergeant Mulvaney himself in the lead. The mayor is there and he thinks that it's grand. He raises his hat as they dash by the stand. The mayor is there, the aldermen too, all waving big banners of red, white, and blue. And that's a story that nobody can beat, because it's when I say it's on Mulberry Street. With a roar of its motor, an airplane appears. It dumps out confetti while everybody cheers. And that makes a better story that's really not bad. But it still could be better. Suppose that I add a Chinese man who eats with sticks. A big magician doing big tricks. A 10-foot beard that needs a comb. No time for more, I'm almost home. I'd swung around the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up the steps and I simply felt great. For I had a story that nobody could beat, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But Dad said quite calmly, just draw up your stool and tell me the sights on the way home from school. There was so much to tell I just simply couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pulled at his chin. He frowned at me sternly from there in his seat. Was there nothing to look at, no people to greet? Did nothing excite you or make your heart beat? Nothing, I said, growing red as a beet, but a plain horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. And that's the end of the book. Oh my god. Well, okay, now I see why it was pulled. That's clearly inappropriate and just really shouldn't be in a children's book. My goodness. Jesus.
They want us to join the clan. Wow.
Yeah, that's...
Certain parts of it were problematic, but this just takes the cake.
Yeah, I see what the problem is now, so... Sorry, guys. Anyway.
It's
that was a great book. That was awesome.
Thank you.